What up gamers, I'm Jason, and today on Dice & Dragons I've got a lot of content to show you. I'm going to be unboxing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. As you can see, I'm behind a wall of stuff because this is the all-in pledge that I will be unboxing. It is designed and published by Triton Noir. The design team is Thibaud de la Touanne, Fabrice Lamidey Manuel Rozoy. Hopefully I pronounced all of your names correctly. We've got tons of stuff that we're going to be taking a look at. So if you're looking to see a specific expansion or anything here, make sure that you take a look down below in the video description, as we do have timestamps so you can just check out one specific expansion. Now, what will you be doing in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice? This is a game for 1 to 4 players. As it's a co-op game, you can easily play it solo. You can also play this competitively if you do have the Creed versus Crows expansion. Now you'll be going on missions based on Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, as you'll be taking on the role of different assassins as you fight against the Knights Templar as well as the Borgia clan in Spain. I think I've talked enough about the game itself. Let's take a look at what's in all these boxes. Now we're going to take a look at what's in the box for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. This is a large box. As you can see, I've got my camera set up at the maximum distance, and even then we couldn't quite get it all in the shot here. So we can do our best to showcase everything with what I've got here. Now there are a ton of components, and I'm going to try to cover everything in here, but I know that there's going to be some stuff that we won't be able to go over in a lot of detail, especially like the identities of all the assassins and things like that. So here we've got the player boards for all the assassins. They are identical. You get 4 player boards, 1 for each player. I'm just going to put this down off camera. I'll try to straighten up this box as much as I can here. I'm also trying to make sure that the camera focuses. So we've got the rule book. I do love the art that we see here. It definitely feels straight out of Assassin's Creed 2. So we have the different assassins that you can be in the game. Nice introduction. Game turn phase. So I'll just keep flipping ahead. Trying to see, use the fast travel station, equipment, enemy combat step. So then we're into the campaign information, first memory, additional rules, how to save the game, then an index. So this is a fairly involved rule book. I do like the fact that we have a nice reference for the icons on the back, but it doesn't seem to be all that difficult. Here we've got some stickers. I'm not exactly sure what the stickers are for. Like all of these legacy style games or games that have some legacy components, I myself am probably going to end up copying them just so that I will be able to easily replay the game, especially a game like this. Now here we've got the full campaign booklet. So he's got all of the sequences for the different memories. I think it's very cool. I absolutely love the art. So far, I really wish there'd been some kind of an art book for this. But right now, everything is definitely meeting and exceeding my expectations from what I see. So you've got 2 different books. Here we then have the different tokens. Now they're different orientations. These I think are waypoints. So we got damage and a few other things. Here we have all of the tiles, and we'll just get this unstrapped right now. One of the big tiles already came out, so we'll just chuck this. We'll just take a look. So we have the different room tiles, and they are all double-sided, as you can see. We have this piece of paper. Check that. So we'll take a look at these ones as well. They're all dual-sided. And I really love the way that it does give me a feel from Assassin's Creed 2. I really think they've done a great job of adapting that video game aesthetic into the game, and the aesthetic was already really cool. I love the colors. I think Assassin's Creed 2 is probably the best of the franchise, so I'm a little bit farther back than I would like to be. If something slips off camera, I'm doing my best to keep an eye on it and make sure it stays in focus. But a big box game like this, I don't necessarily have quite the ideal setup for an unboxing. So you can see all the nice tiles, nice art. And don't worry, this is going to be an unboxing for the all-in, so you will see everything. We just have another big tile here, so I'll just punch it. Check the stuff I don't need on the floor. Flip this over. Ooh. Got another nice square. This looks to be like the inside of one of the churches. So lots of cool stuff, as you can see. So far, everything's looking great in terms of presentation. Putting that off camera as well. Here we've got north, south, east, west for orientation. Pretty cool. Then these look to be like different equipments, A and B, not quite sure what that is. I'll figure it out once I get to the rulebook. So here we have the lion's share of the components, which are the miniatures. Now we still haven't seen the player characters or anything like that, so I'm going to try to showcase one of each type of miniature. I do like the way everything fits. It's not that difficult. So here we've got some guys walking around with axes. I'll try to get them a little closer. I'm not sure. I'll have to try to get the sorry for tapping the screen, trying to get the zoom. It's not the best. It's on the auto zoom, and it's a little difficult to get great zoom on these specific miniatures here. We've got the dancer minis. They look pretty cool. Yeah, see, when I get too close to the camera, it doesn't quite come into focus. I need to keep it lower, just so you can see. Fortunately, we're not going to get as detailed a look at the minis as I was originally hoping. We've got the guys that were walking around in masks. Very cool. Here we've got some guards with the crossbow bolts. So, like what I see here. This looks to be like one of the major enemies. Looks to be like one of the Knights Templar holding a rather large sword. So that is very cool. I'm just going to try to bring the focus back in on the center here. So there we go. Fortunately, it's difficult for the camera with so many things that we've got in the background here with all the minis. So here we then have one of the guards with an axe, full plate armor. We have ladders, which I think is really cool because that's how you moved around a lot in the game. Be careful putting them back in. Don't want to damage anything. Got some guards holding spears, who I think are really very cool. Just a little tricky to fit back in the box. We have some rubber identifiers here. Looks like we have the 4 colored ones for the different assassins. Not quite sure what these are, but I'm sure they'll quite clearly come into play. We have some crates here, and here we've got what look to be some other assassins. I know there were 4 main ones, or maybe these are some enemies. Well, yeah, they kind of look like assassins, so maybe they're just non-main character assassins. Here we have axe wielding. Looks like some axe wielding assassins here. We've got an assassin that is dual wielding swords, and got another assassin in the stereotypical pose from Assassin's Creed. I absolutely love this figure. I think that's Ezio, or at least an Ezio figure. I'm not quite sure. All the stuff is listed in the components, but we didn't go through it. Got another one of the assassins holding a crossbow. Very cool. Here we've got one that is wielding a rapier. At least it could be an assassin, could be an enemy. You have an assassin that's holding a dagger. Looking pretty awesome. And then we have an assassin that is wielding a sword. So far liking all the figures. Now this is a really big thing to move. I'm going to take a quick break here and we're going to get this lifted and I'll put it safely and securely to the side and we'll take a look at what's below it. So keep it right here. I'll be back in a flash. All right, so we got that first tray moved out of the way. Here we've got a nice guide as to where you'll be putting everything back. We also have a guide down below here as well. So that's for the second set of miniatures. And it looks like we don't have too many of them here, which will be good. It'll be a little easier and quicker to go through. I'm just placing things so I don't damage those sheets. So we do have these horsemen, and I did get an extra set of these. I believe everyone did. There were some production problems with them, but gotta give Triton Noir credit. They actually provided replacements already, so they're ahead of the game in that respect. We've got some more guards, typically the type of guards that you'd see when you're on the street. We got some more of those crossbow dudes. And I'm guessing that over in the corner there we're looking at some of the fast travel things there. Yeah, so these are more crossbow guards, probably some of the ones that you would see outside. Here we've got, this definitely looks like the save points and fast travel points from the game. Did a great job of copying that, and I wonder if these are the base for them. It looks like these are 2 stories, and really digging this boat. It is a little tricky to get out, but solid plastic, so it'll be difficult to damage. Lots of detail on it, and I think this is awesome. Like, this game definitely costs a pretty penny, but everything that I'm seeing here really makes it look like it's worth it. So let's lift this tray out. Now that I found a spot where I can put everything, it's just a little easier. Also, we didn't go through too much stuff. And it looks like we're gonna have some stop and secret stuff, so we won't actually look at any of that stuff. Just check out the gel pack. So right before opening this envelope, so this is Alessandra. So we're going to get all of the details for the characters, looks like here, for like Alessandra. We'll just pick these up and we'll leave them in order. Alessandra, Bastiano, Claudio, Daria, Villa, and then this other stuff will open up. We've got what looks to be like stuff for the Assassins HQ, different tuck boxes. And we've got like the warning, don't open it up. So I'm not going to take too much of a look at this. We got some stuff that's stored underneath. We'll now to the side and take a look. So we have some colored cubes. Not going to open those up. It's going to make a big mess. We have the dice. We can definitely take a look at these. So they have different symbols I'm not familiar with. Yeah, one looks to be defense and the other are hits. So it looks to be straightforward, and there actually are no misses, which I do kind of like. I don't know if any of you have actually played Kick-Ass the board game, but I must say that one of the things I hated the most in that game was rolling misses. Just didn't feel good at all. So seeing dice that maybe just have higher defense potential, that's cool with me. So got a set of cards here, and not quite sure what these are for. It looks like they're for tracking and things like that. The packaging is a little tight and loose. I wasn't expecting to see a lot of cards. Let's see if we've got some more stuff hidden. So more dice under these. So those could be just defensive dice here. So none of this stuff we're going to open because it's all labeled and there are clearly some spoilers. So I'm going to just get these open up here. I'm going to have to use one of my tools off camera. So give me a second while I get into this. I absolutely dislike this type of card packaging. It's really not. We have an opening here, but typically things like this also lead to cards getting damaged. Starting to get into this pack here, but it's definitely fairly challenging. So, feel free to fast forward, skip ahead a little bit while I get this open. I'm into the packaging now, but it's just trying to get it off without damaging the cards, which is always a giant challenge. I really wish there was better ways to package cards than this absolute garbage method. Like, I'm wondering, you know, you got like magic booster packs and everything. I guess you have to pay, probably costs more to do it with something like that, but it's a lot better than what we've got here. All right, so I'm in here now. Apologize for the few seconds trying to deal with this stuff. So here we've got just different cards. So these look to be probably like enemy cards, different actions, things that are going to happen that are triggered. I mean, you do have the abstergo symbol on the back, so you get an idea as to what you'll be expecting. We'll put box number 1 back in. We'll take put it back in, but I forgot to put the cubes back, so I'll put the cubes under here for now. We've got the HQ pack, and maybe this looks like something we can use anytime. So this is just a box, I'm guessing the store, just tracking information and upgrades for your HQ. Then we've got dice. Maybe we do have some misses and stuff. I'm not quite sure about all the different dice. These look to be assassin dice. We've got swords, hits, different things you're going to be doing. This is a stealth game, and I have not played V Commandos, so I have no idea how this plays, but the amount of good things I heard about V Commandos is what encouraged me to back this game all in. This also my just pure love of the Assassin's Creed 2 property. And here are the other dice. So I'm guessing these look to be like if you're going to get seen or the alarm will be sounded. So we've got blanks, which are good, eyes, alarm and eyes. So really good use also of the iconography from the video game. It's been quite a long time since I've played Assassin's Creed, especially Assassin's Creed 2, but I still have some great memories of it. So here, this is poorly designed. It's a rotating cannon thing. It's essentially a tank. It's infamous from one of the expansion missions in the original Assassin's Creed 2. Very cool, but definitely a pain to get out. And I do love the fact that we have this awesome griffin statue, and it looks absolutely fantastic. So yeah, there's definitely some big legacy elements here, and you have to just decide how you're going to want to deal with those legacy elements as you're going through the game. If you want to really like open everything up, not being able to easily reset it, or there could be some rules in the rule book to reset it as well. That's something that I do not know as of yet. Now, one thing that I also really liked about everything, and you notice we're getting everything packaged back up and ready to go. We're having them lie like that so they don't get damaged. I'll just flip this around and put it back the way it was facing. Is that you'll notice there is quite a lot of room in the box still, and there also could potentially be some room underneath the box. And if you did happen to get the all-in pledge like I did, this room could definitely be used to house at least some of the contents that are going to be in the other boxes, which is a huge thing for me because I really don't want to have, like, see, this is a little annoying, but I'll be able to reorganize it a bit once I punch out these tiles. But I'm going to want to try to reorganize everything into the least amount of boxes as possible. Now, if that's something you'd be interested in seeing on camera, please let me know. So there you have it. We've now gone through the entire first box for Brotherhood of Venice. We are not done yet. We've got all the expansions and the towers to take a look at, so keep it right here as I'll be coming back at you with some more Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice content. Now we're going to take a look at what's in the box for the Roma expansion for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. Now we decided to start with this one as it's the closest to the box we just took a look at. And Let's take a look at what we've got here. So some nice content, some beautiful art again. And I really like the way that they present all of the information as to what you're going to have in this box. Then you get an introduction, some new setup rules. Then after that, you are straight into the memories for Roma. So this is a nice expansion to the campaign. Just put the book off to the side. We've got some more tiles here. Let's take a look at what we're getting. Gotta admit, the paper is kind of nice because it's rather easy to just remove. So once again, all the tiles are dual-sided. Oh, I like the ruins. Really cool stuff. And this definitely has me thinking of some of the expansions that came for Assassin's Creed 2. We'll just punch these right away, save myself the hassle. Chuck the cardboard on the floor, I'll get it later. Oh, that one doesn't have anything on the back. Is that the same with the other big one? Yet neither of these are dual-sided. I wonder why that is. So you've seen all the tiles that come in this expansion. We've got some more stickers, and all these sheets are identical. So a few more things for me to scan. And next, in here, we do have some plastic bags for sorting, which I neglected to point out in the previous box, but that's really cool. Here we have all of these new things for Roma, stuff for the HQ. Pretty cool stuff. I wonder if I'll be able to actually fit all of this stuff in to the main box. I don't think I'm going to be able to, especially at least not all of these letters anyway. But the miniature shouldn't be all that difficult. So here we have one of the papal guards. Nice details on the miniatures. Gotta say, after seeing the production quality and everything, I'm fairly happy with what we got. We've got these barbarians, wildmen, and then we have the 4 new assassins that we're going to be able to play as in the game. We're really curious how setting up the assassins and everything works, as I have not yet read the rule book. I really like this figure with the crossbow and the pistol. I gotta say, Triton Noir has done a great job with the presentation of this game. It's one of the ones I was not sure if I was going to be happy about backing, but so far, so good. Now this, I don't love this mini, just the way the setup is. It looks a little smushed, but I guess if you painted it, it would have a lot more detail to it. Well, there you have it. We've now taken a look at everything that is in the box for the Roma expansion. I'm really still not sure I'm going to rebox everything, but the one thing that is for sure is at least these minis will fit in another box, or I'll be able to at least condense all of these excess well, not excess, but all of the expansions probably into one expansion box and the main box, because really don't want this game to be taking up a ton of room. So there you have it. We've taken a look at Roma. Now keep it right here as we're going to take a look at the Creed vs. Crows expansion next. Now we're going to take a look at the Creed vs. Crows expansion for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. Now this is the competitive expansion for the game. So we do get these new boards for the Crows, and the Crows are a group trained up by the Cardinal. Though, actually, you know what? It says it here in the rulebook. I did take a quick peek because I was curious. So, a secret faction of Templars created by Cesare Borgia. I thought it was the Borgias. I just wasn't 100% sure. So, you're going to be facing off against other players. So, you do get some new rules, instructions, how to set it up. The different phases now as it's competitive, and then you're right on to the scenarios. Now, I probably could have done without this expansion. I don't know how many times I'm going to play it competitively. However, the one thing I do like about this is it does make the game a lot easier to get out and play at game night, because the competitive mode is, you know, going to be like a one-off scenario. You play it, you're done. So you got 2 sides to each set of tiles, and notice that there's only a few set of tiles here, so I'm guessing that you'll be using tiles from the original game in here as well. Let's see what we got here. So we do get some more rubber rings to identify the different characters. We'll just put these back in here. Get some more dice. Now these dice are identical to the Assassin's dice, but they're just the color of the crows. And for those that watched earlier, the bane of my existence is here, the sealed card pack. So far, I haven't seen too many cards because of just the way everything is stored. We'll come to that in a second. We're going to first take a look at the new characters. Now, I don't remember all of their names, but we've got some great looking miniatures as well. You've got a crow or a new assassin. Looks like a crow just in that classic Assassin's Creed pose. So, very cool. Yeah, it looks like all of these characters on Assassins are all the crows. Very cool. But we all know the Assassins are stronger. Just if you're a fan of the series anyway. But having a cool set of anti-assassins to play works very well. Now, I'm not sure if it's a little bit based on Assassin's Creed Rogue at all. I haven't played that one. I don't know if you're a crow, a secret or a Templar, but I know you're a former assassin in that one. So these look to be different objectives that you're going to have to get, or at least markers for objectives. Now, this card pack's not that bad because it's so much thicker than the last one I had to deal with. I can actually get it open fairly easily. So we'll take a look at these cards. So there you go. So we've got these different secret objective cards. And the rest of everything we have here are equipment cards. Well, it doesn't look like they're all equipment, so let's put some stuff back down. So we have equipment cards. Take a look. We've got so different armor, smoke bombs, parachutes, cherry bombs, explosive bombs, and the doctor. So cool stuff. Not sure how the doctor is a piece of equipment, a tutorial. Maybe it's not a doctor. We got some chests. We've got some initiative cards. And then hidden blades, automaton. So explosive automaton. So that's what all those are. The tour automaton, suicide ones, poison blade, channel cicada. So these are all initiative cards. I'm not sure why they're weapon where it says no initiative. No initiative, not sure. Some metal armor. Other stuff. So I'm not quite sure what the difference is with no initiative and initiative. Sure, I'll figure it all out once I go through the rule book. So next we have these bigger pack of cards, and at least these tarot cards packs are fairly easy to open. So here we've got cards for Alessandra, Bassino, Claudio, Daria, and Ezio Auditore. I love how it's the fully decked out version of Ezio in the picture. So these are the assassins. Here we've got the crows. We've got Guerra, Pestilenza, Morte, Carestia, and Cesar Borgia. Seekers, crossbowmen, traitors. These are some of the minis we saw earlier. And then these are all different events that can happen while you're playing through the game. So lots of cool stuff here. And this looks like it'll be easy to sort and store in another box as well. So far so good. It's looking like I will not have, put this in the wrong way, too much trouble with regards to getting everything punched, sorted, and organized into less space, because when you're a board game collector and player, space does become something of a premium, especially as you get more and more games that you think may never leave your collection, and I'm hoping that this will end up being one of those. So there you have it. We've gone over the Creed versus Crows expansion. Now keep it right here, as we're going to be taking a look at the one that's set in the modern day Tokyo 21. Now we're going to take a look at the Tokyo 21 expansion for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. So this is set in more of a modern setting. So you've got the rulebook for Tokyo 21. So you can see it looks like you're in one of the memories. You've got the new characters, Layla Hassan, Rebecca Crane, and Kiyoshi Takakura, I should have been able to pronounce that. Some Abstergo guards, some specters from when you were like memory fragments, dogs. And then you just get a setup, some new rules for the game because we're in the future, and you're then good to go, and then you're off on your mission. I do like the fact that we're getting something that's set in the present day, just because it's one of those aspects of Assassin's Creed. Now, I'm way behind on the series. I still need to play like 3, 4 Origins, like all of that stuff. But here we've got new tiles, so in a fancy new facility. But as I was saying, I haven't really played anything like Assassin's Creed in the present day. The past has always been, like the big allure of it, but I thought it would have been cool to just play an assassin in the modern times. So some very cool locations. Got a big tile. It's coming out already. Easy enough to do. So yeah, you're definitely busting into an Abstergo facility, and it does seem like not all of these boards will be double-sided in the expansions, just because this is the last one anyway. We have some new stickers. Not quite sure what they're for, but we'll definitely be copying them to try to keep this as good as possible. I'm going to move stuff out of the way. And these gel packs. So we've got, once again, a whole slew of envelopes for the game. And this reboxing is going to be very interesting. So we've got Mr. Takakura here. And I know it's only of 3. And so I'm not exactly sure if this is only 3 players. If you can use another character. So we've got Takakura. Well, we do have this here, T1. So maybe we've got another assassin that will be joining us early on. Another one of the hero characters that you can play as. I believe this is Layla Hassan. Stuff. We've got these specters, which are essentially guards, but I'm guessing they have something to do with the memories. Just them being clear, and pretty good for ghosts. Here are the guard minis. Lots of detail. This is a set that I would really love to see painted at some point. Don't know how much white paint you're going to go through, but yeah. Here we've got the dogs. And that's everything in here, so this will definitely be something that can be condensed as well. Something I will be working on. As I mentioned, if you are watching through all this unboxing, you want to see how I stored everything, let me know in the comment section, and I will do a video if I happen to come up with an awesome storage option for everything. Now we're coming towards the last section or sections of the video. I don't have too much stuff, but we got the towers and some extras that also came with the game, so keep it right here and I'll be back in a flash. Now we're going to take a look at the 2 towers that you can get for Assassin's Creed, Brotherhood of Venice. We'll start with the Crow's Nest Tower, which is, I believe, the free one. Now, should be fairly straightforward. Just to open it up, show you what you get. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to store these things, but I just get stuck storing these in their boxes and put them somewhere. Now, I have heard from a friend of mine that these aren't the most user-friendly in terms of what you can actually see. I'm just trying to figure out how this fits together. Oh, there we go. So there you have it. As you can see, very nice tower. You've got, of course, the hay cart. Anyone that's a fan of Assassin's Creed knows that you always jump to a hay cart. You've got the top of the tower, which you can fit in here. Not gonna fuss with it too much. We've got enough stuff to look at. And then, I'm not quite sure exactly. Oh yes, this is the perch that you always have, which is probably why it didn't fit together specifically. But there's always that nice perch that you see the assassin sitting off on. It should have here it is. So yeah, it fits on just like that. So you get a nice idea as to what you're getting from the tower. I said I don't want to fuss with this too much, but I really like the fact that they found a way to include the towers in the game. I mean, they're just such an integral part of Assassin's Creed, that dead man's drop that you always do. So I really like it. And that's why I had to get both of them, because, you know, I am a completionist. And I'm hoping that these actually don't become too much of a distraction on the table. This is probably a game that's going to be played primarily by Julie and myself. Maybe we'll have a few other people that will join us, but it's just the two of us. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. So we'll take a look at the other tower, get an idea as to what it's going to look like assembled on the back. Don't think I'm going to put this one together necessarily, but I want to just let you see all the components for it. I do feel like if you're a painter, there's definitely... I think I unboxed this upside down. Unfortunately, yeah, this is clearly the place to put the people. So we've got the two characters hitting the bell. So I'm just going to put them over here. We've got the bell, which has got a lot of really cool detail in it. Of course, once again, you've got the hay cart, because what's Assassin's Creed without the hay cart? You have the flat top of the tower. Let's just see how it'll fit together. Just got to kind of keep turning until it finds its nice groove. And yeah, it's a good looking tower. I mean, maybe what I'll do is I'll just assemble them and place them up behind Cthulhu or with some of the other components that I have that don't quite fit on shelves anywhere. But I like what I see. I like the way these look aesthetically. Just not quite sure how they're going to be a part of the gameplay as of yet. And just boxing it up off camera, it's a little easier for me to slide everything in just with where my hands are. So there you have it. We've taken a look at the two towers for Assassin's Creed. Now take a look at some of the extras that came with the all-in pledge, and then some of the components that Triton Noir provided us just in case there's some issues in the core box. So we're going to take a look at the last of the components that we got in the all-in pledge for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. Now, if you stayed through the whole thing, you will have seen these horses before. Apparently, there were some issues with some of them, and I haven't taken a look at all of them. So good on Triton Noir for providing everyone with these replacement ones. In case there's an issue in your core box, they didn't seem to be sure that all the core boxes were affected. Here, I just got more dice for the game. And they're custom dice, so some marbled Assassin's dice. You notice there weren't that many of them. They're even colored, so easy for you to use with the different colors. If you remember, we had the black ring, blue ring, green ring, and yellow ring. So this is enough for every player to have their own, as well as an extra set of dice for the the enemies when you're going to be potentially be getting detected. I'll keep these in the box for now. It's nice, but I'm sure I will not be keeping this box for storing them long term. See, already putting these back in with the plastic is a little bit obnoxious, and they come with a plastic bag, so I think we're fairly well off. Next, what we did get is some more stickers, so that's nice. It could be that there was a some type of misprint with the stickers. So I'm going to get rid of the plastic. I don't need it anymore. So we got more stickers and a new rule book. This one's dinged, but there has to be some issue with the original rule book. I'm not quite sure, but they did provide us with this other copy of the rule book, as well as essentially a second set of stickers. That could just be a nice benefit from the all-in pledge. I wasn't quite sure. It's been a while since I pledged for it. Also, when you did the all-in pledge, depending on when you pledge, you actually end up with 2 of the Ezio the Assassin miniatures. So I'm not too worried about the box. I'm just going to rip it open. It's a little obnoxious. Definitely not going to be keeping him in the box, but this is just an awesome mini version of Ezio, standing off the side like he's leaping with the hidden blade out, fully decked out in his gear. Absolutely love it. Oh, we have this corner peeking in and the box as well. So I'm just going to stand him up over here. And there you have it. We're taking a look at all of the content for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of the Watch. Now, keep it right here, and I'll be coming back at you with a quick outro. Sorry if I bumped the camera at all there. I think we've done a good job with this whole video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, you will see links to all of our social media feeds, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you'd like to see pictures of Julie and I playing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice when we get it to the table, there'll be plenty of them on those feeds. Also, down there is a link to multizone.ca, a great Canadian game store. Click that link, get 10% off your next purchase, and it's a great way to support the channel. A portion of that purchase is returned to us. Now, popping up in front of me are going to be links to some of our previously released videos. Over here will be our most recent release, and over here, when it's ready, will be our review and how to play for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood of Venice. Until then, we'll have another video game related video, keeping with that whole theme. With that being said, don't forget, keep playing games.